Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. How are we all today? That sky looks ominous, doesn't it? It's going to be an interesting flight. Welcome back to Munich. Today we're flying Munich to Nice in the south of France, and a couple of little caveats for this flight tonight. Number one, we've got lots of ATC. Number two, I believe, if it's still going ahead, Nice has got an exam taking place in the tower control position, so something nice. I thought we'd fly in and assist the guy getting his rating tonight. Good luck to him, good luck to us. Nice is one of those little airports that if you're not 100% familiar with it, the option that many pilots will take is the nice straight in ILS runway 0 left approach, when in actual fact it's the RNPA that you need to take. That avoids the aircraft flying low over the expensive houses down below because they complain about the noise. So it's not straightforward. A nice offset little visual segment to come in with a nice little right hand turn as we land on runway 04 left at Nice. If of course the winds have changed for whatever the reason, then we have to come in with an even more visual segment as we come in and land on, I think it's usually runway 22 right at Nice. And if that wasn't bad enough, thunderstorms are also forecast. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to have fun. Thanks for coming on board this evening, and quick welcome to all of you. Hello Ilias, Jess Davis, Alfie, Slim Gaines, 123, Fabrice, J Hog, Nick, Simon, Dr. Magic, who says it's jaunty music this evening. It is, it might not be by the time we've landed. Ace Airstream, Lachlan as well, and Barwell, good day, good day, good day. What time is it for you? It must be very early morning, is it not? Right, should we go ahead and get on board? Operational Flight Plan is in the chat if you are watching on YouTube, and of course, as always, welcome to our Twitch viewers as well. I'm aware that the Twitch profile needs updating greatly. I need to find some time to do that. Let's hop on board and see what's waiting for us, shall we? So we are, well, it says 60 minutes. We're going to try and get out well before that. But yeah, 60 minutes, so with a bit of luck today. I really hope we're not late today. I can't see any reason why we should be late. But hey, you never know. Traffic. Do we remember Switzerland the other day? Where was that? Geneva? That took us ages, didn't it? Bob, it's 5:15 AM. What the heck are you doing up at that time? Philippe, am I using FS Realistic? Oh, yes and no. I need to get it reinstalled on the new rig, and because I do want it. I think it's quite nice for the touchdowns and things. It certainly adds something to it. I just need to get it installed on the new rig, but it is not currently being flown this evening. Right, so very quick check. We are in the turnaround mode. As you can see, the sky is looking a lovely colour. I'm going to go ahead and grab the 80s in a moment. I'm just checking everything is where it should be, both in the sim and the physical hardware. Just want to check my thrust levers work actually, because I had a different setup earlier on today. There we go. That's fine. We've closed the throttle locks as well. All that looks good. Let's go ahead and get the 80s information. Should we do it the proper way? Should we dial in a frequency? What is the 80s frequency? Let's have a listen. It's 12312. So let's go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. 123125 and grab that 80s for Munich.
NH1017 track.
That was short. I think I heard QNH 1017. Where's the rest of it? Fabrice asked, did I update the nav data? No, was that... is that a new Eric cycle out today? Ooh. Oh well. Whatever data I've used in SimBrief is the same data I've used for the Fenix, so fingers crossed we should be fine. Where's this 80s gone? Well, that's interesting. Huh. Oh well, sounds like we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Never mind. Well, the current METAR then, let's have a look. We've got light rain, QNH is 1017. We've got the VATSIM as well, so we can get everything, that information information echo when we give a call. Parallel ILS approach 0 left 0 right in use. I'm hoping for 0 right, just gives us a slightly shorter taxi. Have I called it Hamburg? I did that last night, didn't I, Nick? It's not Hamburg, it's Munich. I think it's because I don't fly to Munich that often, but I do fly to Hamburg quite a bit. So we're in Munich. I've definitely tuned to the Munich 80s anyway. I haven't tried to tune to Hamburg, we wouldn't be able to pick that up. I don't even know that's online. But there we go, 1017. And echo. Yeah, in real world I'm sure pilots know exactly where they are. Dr. Magic, good evening to you. Right, let's get that set up. So 1017 and 1017, just put the constraints on. Initial climb today I think should be 7,000, so we can leave that as is. Right, should we start thinking about getting some passengers on board? I'll just start the APU, then we'll go have a look at the operational flight plan and see what fuel we're going to lose. Oh, that's a nice livery. Who's that? Is that the Brussels Airline livery? That's a neat one, isn't it? Good evening, HD. Says we might not get a choice on departure runways. Hopefully we'll get 08 right, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, that's fine. Well, we're either going to get 08 right, 08 left, so it's either going to be the Turbo 6 Echo or the 7 Quebec. Either way, we'll have a little look. Right, where's our operational flight plan? Let's go through that and see. It's the Tomorrowland livery, was that, Philippe? Very cool. It looked pretty good, didn't it? So here we go. Now, low flight level 290. It's not the longest flight in the world, 1 hour 18 minutes trip time. Headwind at 8, not very heavy either. 476 miles. Shear rate looks okay. 6.3 tons is our plug fuel. Let's jump then to the weather. Now, this is interesting because the weather in Nice, as it is at the moment, this is a slightly old METAR, but we can have a quick look at the forecast. So what's the date today? Yes, the 28th. So quick look at the forecast. That's 28th. That's 1700 hours. So winds 220 at 10. Slight probability of that. Do you know what? Because this operational flight plan was created a few hours ago, I'm just going to go and grab a quick look at the real world TAF. So just bear with me 1 second. Right, so the forecast for the next, well, until around 11 PM local time, so what's that? That's 2200 hours, isn't it? Is winds 090 at around 10 knots with broken clouds, 6,000 feet. Oh, no, that's just updated. Right, let me try again. So, oh, right, we've got a northerly wind, 360 at 20 knots. That's a nice crosswind. Potential for a thunderstorm with light rain with scatter clouds up to 10,000 feet and 12,000 feet cumulonimbus clouds as well. Potential for some gusts up to 35 knots. Basically, we've got the potential for a lot of wind and thunderstorms. So once we get a little bit closer, we're going to have to see which runway is going to be in use and whether we can actually get in, depending on the minimums. Interesting. Right, well, that confirms the fuel. I'm not taking plug fuel. Let's have a look just at the Sigma charts as well. Oh, look at this. Isolated embedded cumulonimbus clouds as well, up to 4,000 feet. We could see that looking out the window a moment ago. Okay. So we'll stick with the runway 04 for the moment when we enter the flight plan in, but let's think about this fuel. Well, thunderstorms, wind, go-arounds, potential for holds as well because it's going to be quite busy in Nice, potential with go-arounds, stuff like that if we want to try and get in. Should we be really safe and go with well, let's take a ton extra. Let's take 7.3 tons. And we'll take a ton of extra fuel. Let's go to our loading zone. We'll see what the HD, my PM, thinks about this. Let's go ahead to the loading page. So, what did I say? 7.3. There we are. Right. With that, 120 passengers. I think we're almost about ready to start getting other passengers on board. Let me just get APU bleed on. Leave that for a moment. Whilst that's happening, we'll go through 1 hour 18 minutes at flight time. We'll go ahead and just check our data page. IRS 3 nav green. Aircraft status. We've got valid air cycle. I didn't think it was today that it was going to update, so yeah, that's fine. Correct engines, good air cycle. Let's go to our init page and get that sorted. Let that all download in, and then we'll check that against the OFP. So we've got a flight number today, not a real world flight this one, so Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, cost index of 8, cruise flight level is 290. I'm just scour through that flight plan and check. That is our final altitude, is it? Yeah, keeping us nice and low. Flight level 290 with the temperature of minus 37. Anti-ice. That could be on quite a bit this flight if that's the case. Another reason to throw extra fuel on board. Ground temperature is 19 and the tropo is 39921. Get that wind up linked. There we go. Quick IRS init page as well. HD, why would the anti-ice be on more? Well, just with the isolated clouds and things like that we're maybe skirting through, and the cruise temperature is below minus 40, so we're not getting high enough to be through the really cold air. At least that was my diagnosis. Let me just go and see if that is if this is aligned correctly. Where are the coordinates? Right, today we are at stand 233. Let's go and find that. 4821.0 north and 1147.5 east. Spot on. HD, yeah, that would only be through the clouds, absolutely. And to be fair, if the big whopping cumulus clouds, cumulonimbus clouds, I'm not really going to be flying through them. So yeah, I do take your point. Right, that all matches up. Let's get the passengers on now, shall we? I'll turn on that bleed air.
Cabin crew refueling is underway and the packs are starting to get loaded.
Oh, the packs are already on. Oh well.
And allow our passengers on board. Thank you.
Job done. Not all airlines do that, by the way. Turn the packs off. They just let everything blow straight through. Let's load the aircraft. There we go. HT saying, yeah, 1 minute after bleed, turn packs on. Yeah, absolutely. We normally do that. For some reason, that was my bad setup. I'd forgot to turn them off because by default they are they're on here in the Fenix. I can't sort of set that state of leaving them turned off. Which is yeah, just why I mentioned not all airlines do that. That's I think that's an Easyjet thing. I certainly know a British airline that doesn't do that. Right, let's continue with our box setup then. So we're happy with our init A page. Let's have a look at our flight plan. Should turn them off before the bleed then. No, yep, absolutely right. Departure will go... do you know what, actually, before I go and set all this up, shall we see if we're getting 08 right for our departure tonight? don't normally, we can pretty much guess, but as we've got the choice of both, there's a potential for him to change it, and then I see a little point in doing that. So 1187, let's see what we're going to get.
Approach with a 374. With a 374, set squawk mode Charlie.
Tower, good evening. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand 233 type A320, requesting alpha clearance as filed to Nice, and we have information echo.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, München Tower, hello, standby. With a 374, set squawk mode Charlie. We are squawking
Standing
mode
by.
Charlie with a 374. You don't see much Charlie? With a 374, right now it was, now it disappeared again. Strange.
Oh, he'll be having the
with
same
a 374,
issue that I
contact
did.
München radar on 127.905.
If they need more Charlie on the ground, we need to turn that to on
950 with a 374, thank you. Have a nice night.
and not auto. Right, let's see if we get our clearance.
Delta Kilo Lima, rollen Sie zur Position Golf 21 über Echo 3, orange Linie Kilo 1.
I'm guessing that call wasn't for me.
Delta Lima zu Charlie 21 oder Echo 3, Orange Linie, Kilo 1.
Lufthansa 1 Victor X-Ray, taxi to holding point, runway 08 left, via Delta 6 Blue Line, Whiskey 2, November 3, November Alpha 6.
Continue taxi Delta 6 Blue Line, Whiskey 2.
So I'm hoping for
November 3,
08 right,
November
again, just because it's a
Alpha 6,
slightly
November
shorter
08.
taxi for
1
us.
Victor X-Ray.
See what we get.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, advise ready to copy.
We'll go 3-4 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, information Golf, startup approved, cleared Nice, Turbo 6 Echo, flight planned route, climb via SIT, flight level 70, squawk 1000.
Cleared runway 08 right, turbo 6 Echo, departure, initial climb, flight level 70, squawk 1000, and information Golf is now current. Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, read back correct.
Right, let's pop that squawking 1000. Oops, let's try again. There we go. Flight level 70 as planned. Okay, let's just turn them off for a moment. Alright, 08 right, so it's going to be turbo 6 Echo. And then, as I say, for the time being at the other end, we're looking for the RNP RNAV Alpha 04 left approach, and that's going to be on the Bordy 7 Romeo, coming in via Neraz. OFP is 476, I've got 465. Not a million miles away. Let's just double check the coding for that departure then. So we have got, well, initially we've got 1,900 feet. Is there a limit on the turn? Let's just see. Ah, it doesn't say so. But we fly. Oh, Whiskey Sierra Mike, I was expecting to see in there. That's interesting. DM081, I'm guessing, is the track that we're flying. No, it isn't the track. The track's 79. Well, that's interesting. I'll have a look at the navigation display in a moment. And then we are going to Alonu and Lacan with speed 2,500 feet. Let me just check what that looks like on the navigation display. That looks okay. That looks fine. Different waypoint name though, so open to suggestions as to why why that is. But anyway. Alright, happy with that. Let's have a look at the RadNav page. We're probably tuned to Delta Mike Sierra or even Mike November Whiskey by default. Let's double check that. Oh, we're actually tuned to Oscar Tango Tango. Well, that's no bad thing either, because that's one of the that was one of the VRs I was going to hard tune anyway. So just to make sure that doesn't switch, Oscar Tango Tango. I don't need both for that, and then I will put the Munich Delta Mike Sierra in there as well, just for a bit of situational awareness. Okay, that's the random page finished. Let's have a look at init B. Where's my load sheet? Shout at the crew, the dispatchers. There we go. Paddy Bartson, good evening. Obi-Wan, yeah, we're still using self-loading cargo. Right, so we've got a zero fuel at 55.3. We have a zero fuel weight CG of 30.3. Fuel for our alternate is I've just seen HD stop cheating. I know. I could have used the OFP. I've gone and done it now. But what's the fuel for our alternate? Let's call that 1.8. That's not correct. Try that again. Oh, hang on, I need the slash. 30.3. There we go. Right, so we're going with 7.3 tons. What's our aircraft say? 6.2. Update that. Extra 31 minutes flight time and a takeoff weight of 62.4. Okay, over to the performance. What's our takeoff CFG? 28.6. Right, so departure performance then. We are on runway 08 right. Now, it said light rain in the meta. What's happening outside? So can someone have a look? It looks dry here in the sim. Yeah, okay. In that case, we'll leave that as dry. Config 1, no need to force toga. Anti-ice will be off. It's 19 degrees outside. Packs will be off. That takeoff weight is 62.4. And that takeoff CFG 28.6. Grab live weather. Any intersection departures for us this evening? Let me see. Oh, potentially. What? Bravo 6. I mean, it's a little huge runway, and we're not heavy. Bravo 6, 4, 2. Any available? Oh, Bravo 6. How that would be a much shorter taxi, wouldn't it? I'll tell them we can take Bravo 6. Then if they push us back a couple, then we're still valid. There we go. So V1 131, VR 135, V2 135, and we've got clean speed of 210. Lovely. Okay, let's get that transferred. VR and V2 together because it's a nice long runway. Transition altitude is 5,000. Thrust reduction is 2486. That's correct. Flaps 1, and what was the flex? 66. So yeah, thrust reduction, acceleration, engine out, acceleration, all the same. Okay, onto the secondary flight plan for our engine out procedure. It's standard just here. So after our departure, which is Echo Delta Delta Mike, I'm going to try this 08 right. I don't think it allows me to use this as a place. But we'll have a go. Oh, it has done. That didn't do that when we first got the Fenix. That's nice to know. Right, okay. So we've got place bearing distance 1. That means I could do the engine out SID properly as well, giving it an engine out SID name in future. Right, so place bearing distance, that's fine, and then we're making a right enter to Oscar Tango Tango. Entering the hold. Inbound is 080, right turns. And then, as we are so light and we have such a lot of runway to use here in Munich, we'll be returning back here. Done. Let's just check if we can get that arrival in. ILS 08 right. Of course, I'd want to come back on this one. It's shorter. And OTT is also a VIA, so let's go ahead and select that. Just check this out. Yeah, that looks good. Straight out, enter the hold, back in and around, and then also the go around is exactly the same. Beautiful. I like it when it all works and it links up nicely. Alright, should we do a brief then? Well, let's talk about the weather here in Munich. I just grabbed the latest. Oh, wrong button. So, latest weather here in Munich, it's not that bad. It's now Cav OK, actually, wind 003, very light winds, Cav OK, QNH 1016, shouldn't really be any issues with our departure weather then. Good weather here means that getting back in here, should we need to, if something's gone wrong, we need to return, that's not going to be an issue. We're also very light as well, our takeoff weight below the maximum landing weight, so another thing we don't have to concern ourselves with. Weather en route, we've already had a quick look at our SIGMET charts. We saw that we had potential for some cumulonimbus clouds embedded in as we fly towards our destination, this area just here. And of course, then we've also discussed the weather in Nice as well. If we just jump back and grab a live METAR from Nice. Let's see what's happening. At the moment, it's actually really good. It's Cav OK, winds 320-10. That's looking like it's going to favour runway 22 every day of the week, doesn't it? So we're going to have lots to brief during the cruise. Just grab the latest VATSIM, see now they're online, what are they using? They're still using landing runway 04 left, and it's the RMP Alpha and the visual sector Alpha as well. Good, that's what's all set up in the box at the moment as well. There is the potential, of course, at the TAF that thunderstorms could come in, winds could come in as well, so we'll keep an eye on the METAR as we head down there, but plenty for us to think about, and we've already got lots of fuel on it, just in case. Aircraft is the Fenix version of our A320, fully serviceable, with the exception, of course, of the weather radar, which would have been handy tonight. No times for our departure. Threats to be aware of, not too many here at Munich. The taxi is pretty straightforward, and the minimum safe altitude on departure as well is quite nice, 3,700 feet. The the Alps are going to be not in our way, but give us some potentially some turbulence as we fly over those as well. So passengers may get rocked as they do here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right. So we're happy with that. Let's have a look at the taxi, how we expect that to go. So we're parked stand 233, which is just down here. So we're going to push back, face south, obviously. Then we'll take Delta 5, and then we can expect either Sierra 7, Sierra 8, and then it's Sierra or Tango. And we're going to tell them that we can take Bravo 6. Was it Bravo 6? I'm going to have to double check that. Was that Bravo 6 we looked at taking? I think it was. Yeah, Bravo 6. So that is an option for us. Should we need it? Emergency brief then for the departure, standard Airbus emergency brief. Engine out procedure is standard as well. Once we're at 3,000 feet or above, we can make that right hand turn to the Oscar Tango Tango VOR, which is again already programmed in for us. Lovely. Refueling is completed. Let's see how the boarding is going. Nearly finished. Excellent. Quickly check the fuel. That's all nicely balanced, and everything else, of course, should be all fine on a transit stop. And I think I've just heard the doors close. Welcome on board, everybody.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That's great, thank you.
Okay, let's run our before start checklist then. Let's check everything up here before we do that. So, our cockpit preparation completed. Signs on and auto. Ideas 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 7270 kilograms. Balanced. FMS is set and our altimeter is 1017, which is 1480 feet. Let's call the ground crew into position.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushed back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the First Officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing Easyjet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
So our departure frequency is 12795. I just want to check that departure chart to see if we need to contact them straight after departure or whether ATC tell us to contact them. Remain on tower frequency when advised by ATC. Contact mission radar. Okay, that's fine. And we're now back on the tower frequency 118.7, and we're ready for our push and start request.
Sam 319, blue line for taxi with Gulf. Sam 319, now taxi to entry Sierra 5 via Whiskey 1, blue line. Whiskey 1, blue line, the holding point Sierra 5, Sam 319.
Tower Alpine 34 Alpha Max stand 233 is ready for push and start.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, pushback approved.
Push approved, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike. So, beacon light is on, we'll pull that on standby until told otherwise. Acupressure's in the green, we'll start the timer, tugs connected, let's go and we'll get the engine started. Before start checklist below the line, windows and doors are closed and armed. Beacon light is on. Had to think then. Mobile phone is on silent and parking brake is set. Right then, let's release those parking brakes and back we go. Starting engine 1, so engine mode selected to ignition and engine 1 start. Hey Christian, good evening.
Munich ground, KLM 1802, ready to check.
KLM 1802, München Tower, hello, reach you 5.
Nice small little jet there.
November, request pushback.
Lufthansa 3 November, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved, facing south, Lufthansa 3 November.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sam 319 approaching 05.
through the safety
Sam
procedures
319, continue taxi to holding point on Easyjet right via Sierra Bravo 3.
routes, oxygen mask,
Sierra Bravo 3 holding point, the 08 right, Sam 319.
here, brace, brace.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Julie, request pushback.
Exits at the rear, 4 in the middle,
Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet, supply traffic
the
behind.
front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may
Mention Tower, Scandinavia 0844, would like to double check the departure runway. Is it 08 left?
Your seatbelt is fastened.
Scandinavian 0844, A firm 08
As
left.
shown.
Thank you very
It must be
much.
fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen.
KLM
Put the mask over your nose and
1802,
mouth.
would you stand
Hold in
246?
place with the strap.
Type is Boeing
Pull on each
737.
side to
We're
adjust.
requesting clearance
Put on your own
to
mask
Amsterdam
before
as
helping
filed,
others.
and we have information call from
If
board.
you land on water,
Okay,
take
that's
the
101.
life jacket from under your
Starting
seat.
engine 2.
1802, Roger, information call, startup approved, clear Amsterdam, give me 6 Quebec, flight plan route, climb via SIT, flight level 70, squawk 1000.
When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it
First,
fails to inflate or
startup
needs
approved,
topping up,
and we'll be
blow
on the
into
give me
tube.
6 Quebec
There's a light and
and
whistle
climb
contracted
to flight
We
level
also carry flotation masks for
7000
children.
and
Your
squawking
tray
1000
must
for
now be
KLM
sewed, armrest down,
1802.
window blinds open.
KLM
Pushback
1802, correct.
We wish you
Lufthansa 4 for Papa, ready for taxi, runway 08 right. Lufthansa 4 for Papa, make a right 180 on to Oscar 2, taxi to entry Sierra 8 via Oscar 2. 180 on Oscar 2 and then to Sierra, entry Sierra 8 via Oscar 2, Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
That tug made a quick getaway, didn't he?
Lufthansa 2069, München Tower, hello, on 7 miles, final runway 08 left.
Lufthansa 2069, München Tower, hello, information.
Engine number 2 is now stable.
Clear to land runway 08 left. For
We can now just do a quick check of our
2069.
departure.
Lufthansa 3
Performance
Tango Juliet,
calculations.
pushback approved.
So,
Pushback
takeaway is
approved,
going to be
Lufthansa 3 Tango
62.3, we worked on 62.4, and our takeoff CFG is 30.4. Lovely. So, engine number 2 is now stabilised, engine mode selected back to normal, APU can come off, APU masters can come off, spoilers, rudder, flaps, and set the trim. After start checklist, anti-ice is off, ecom status checked, pitch trim is 30.4, rudder trim 0. Let's flight control check.
Reporting for runway
Full
08
left.
right via Sierra
Full
Bravo
right.
T, and we would be also be able for
Neutral.
Bravo 4.
Full up. Full down.
Papa,
Neutral.
Roger,
Rudder.
taxi to
Full
heading
right.
point runway
Rudder.
08
Full
via
left.
Sierra Bravo
Neutral.
4.
Let's check that
Via Sierra
CFG,
Bravo 4,
shall
holding
we?
point runway 08 right, Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Zero fuel weight,
Sam
CFG
319, Bravo 3 ready.
55.3.
319, wind 0803, three knots,
okay.
runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff.
For takeoff 08 right,
Zero
Sam
fuel weight,
319.
CFG 32.9.
KLM 1802, ready for pushback.
KLM 1802, pushback approved, facing north.
So that's all right, is it
Pushback
not?
approved, facing north. Are we on orange?
Sorry, 32.3. It's not 32.9.
KLM
That
1802,
is
there is only
within
blue, but on Oscar
2% exactly. Whew.
Sorry,
We can get away with
Oscar 2,
that.
apologies for KLM 1802.
I'm sure the PM will agree. Let's ask for our taxi clearance. Can't we, HD? We're within 2% and our takeoff weight is 100 kilograms lower. Is that right?
Also Able Bravo versuchen.
Does it have to be below 2% or is 2% exactly okay? PM number 3, Christian says yes. Sorry, PM number 2. PM number 2 says yes.
Whiskey 2, Sierra 7, Sierra Bravo 4.
I say yes.
But
But what does HD think?
Lufthansa 0844, ready
We're
for
in no
pushback.
rush.
Scandinavian 0844, pushback approved,
HD needs to
facing
double
north
check
on
to be
orange
fair.
side.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to let you troll the manuals for that,
Pushback
HD.
approved,
I'm going to go
facing
yes.
north,
It's within
on
2% and our
orange
takeoff weight is
Scandinavian
lower.
0844.
So as PF, I'm going to have to carry on. Let's get our taxi clearance.
Sam 319, contact München radar on 127, decimal 950, bye-bye.
Christian says just kick someone out of the aircraft.
Sam 319.
And Tower Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike is now ready for taxi.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, taxi via Delta 5, hold short of Whiskey 2.
Taxi via Delta 5, hold short Whiskey 2, and for information we can take a Bravo 6 intersection departure. Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, roger.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet, ready for taxi.
Lufthansa 3, Tango Juliet, follow the Alpine in front.
Following Alpine in front, Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet.
Lufthansa 2069, taxi to entry November 4 via Alpha 12 November.
So quick pet check. Our
Taxi to
performance hasn't changed, still going to reflects takeoff. Engine up procedure is standard, 3,000 feet right hand
Lufthansa
turn.
2069, correct.
Departure is Tibu 6 Echo,
Tower
and
cruise,
initial climb 7,000.
evening Lufthansa 125 in final runway 08 right.
Lufthansa 125, München Tower, hello, wind 080 degrees, 3 knots, runway 08 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 08 right, Lufthansa 125, danke.
Ronald, you're screaming QNH 1016, not according to the ATIS.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, taxi to holding point runway 08 right, via Sierra 7, Sierra Bravo 6.
Taxi holding point, runway 08 right via Sierra 7 Sierra, and then hold Bravo 6, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet, are you also able for intersection Bravo 6?
Sierra 7 and Sierra, right turn, right turn.
FM Bravo 6 is possible, Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet, roger, then follow the Alpine A320.
Following Alpine, Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet.
Now guys, just watch these blue lights. I want to know if it's my eyes, but I'm pretty certain they were blinking and strobing at me yesterday when we landed here.
Lufthansa 4 Papa.
Or maybe they're just
Papa, München Tower.
turning on for me. Maybe that's what it
We
is.
have a little technical problem. We need to hold anywhere. Lufthansa 4 Papa, Roger. Taxi right into Sierra 3 and you can hold there. Right into Sierra 3 and we're holding there. Thank you very much, Lufthansa 4 Papa.
We can ask for the latest QNH, can't we, just to be certain? Let's get on this long and straight bit first. There we go. And Tower, can you just confirm latest QNH for me, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike?
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, QNH 1017.
Many thanks, 34 Alpha Mike. Yeah, 1317, that's 1017, that's fine. Right, so we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth left. Before takeoff, checklist of the line. Flight controls checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flight setting config 1, FMA takeoff data. 131 blue, 135 magenta climb, nav blue, 1FD2, 7000 blue, flex 60, 6, transponder is set, ECA memo, takeoff no blue, EFB is stowed.
We are cleared destination Hamburg via the input 3, Quebec departure route, squawk 1000, initial climb 7000, Wings 43 Sierra.
Wings 43 Sierra, read back correct.
KLM 1802, ready for taxi.
KLM 1802, taxi, correction, swing over on Whiskey 2, taxi to Entry November.
John Sleeper said you did a flight from Milan to Barn in Easyjet livery, except they don't seem to fly that route. That's okay, John, they don't fly this route that I'm flying today either.
Whiskey 2, and then taxi to November 3, fly Whiskey 2 for KLM 1802.
Lufthansa 125, taxi to Entry Sierra 8 via Tango, Bravo 12.
Lufthansa 125,
count the X6. We take the fourth one on the left.
Taxi to Entry Sierra 8 via Tango, Bravo 12.
Taxi to Entry Sierra 8 via
Apparently, I think there is an
Tango
EasyJet
and
VA, yes. Or they used to be.
Lufthansa 28 November, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots, runway 03 cleared for takeoff.
03 cleared for takeoff, Lufthansa 28 November.
Scandinavian 0844, ready for taxi.
John, you're trying the A Pilot's Life number 2 career add-on. Is it any good?
Taxi to Entry November 1 via Whiskey 1.
Tell you what.
Taxi to Entry November 1 via Whiskey 1, Scandinavian 0844.
Lufthansa 4 Papa, ready to taxi again.
Let's turn those off, shall we? I must be absolutely bang on the correct track for this taxiway because I've not had to touch my nose wheel steering. I'm just letting it roll.
Left on Romeo, then Sierra 2 via Romeo. Lufthansa 4 Papa.
Oh, this would be so realistic if the fire engine and the car weren't about to both crash into me.
Ryanair 16 Bravo, on final, runway 08 left.
Ryanair 16 Bravo, München Tower.
There we go.
Correction, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots, runway 08 left, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 08 left, Ryanair 16 Bravo.
Lufthansa 205.
John says you had to start your career a few times before you got a job offer you liked. Very realistic.
Technical gate 217 Alpha via sector 2 for Lufthansa 2069.
Ben Evers 330, I'm very well. How are you? Thanks to all the recent subscribers as well. Guy, Dutch Flight Simulation, Infinite Wisdom as well, Simple Pilot 62 and Infinite Horizons.
Lufthansa 28 November, no for ACC, Monitor Unicom 122, Destination, Flugschein, tschüss.
Unicom 122, Destination, Langfilm Service, Lufthansa 28 November.
That was Bravo 8, so it's going to be our next left. This 4-kilometer long runway
KLM
is
1802,
so
taxi to
long
holding
at
point
14
from
knots.
right left via November Alpha 3.
Taxi holding point Alpha 3 via November. Lufthansa 180.
KLM 1802 via November and Alpha 3.
Via November and Alpha 3 for KLM 1802.
Lufthansa 4 for Papa, for which intersection were you able for? Bravo 4. Lufthansa 4 for Papa, Roger, taxi to holding point from Easyjet right via Bravo 4.
If I went twice the speed, it'd take half the time.
Bravo 4, Lufthansa
I
4
could
for
get up to
Papa.
30 knots in it. It's a long straight line, isn't it? But hey, we're about to turn left in a second. I'm in no rush. This is just quite nice. We've departed ahead of schedule. Cheetah says, how come
Calling, this was
German
completely
ATC are
unreadable.
always online on VATSIM? They must have a large network. They are, aren't they?
Canadian
Which is
0844,
great
taxi to holding point from
for,
Easyjet left via November Alpha 3.
for us virtual pilots.
Taxi via November Alpha 3 for holding point Scandinavia 0844.
This is Easy98, mic check.
C988, reach you 5.
This is Easy988, request IFR clearance to Nice, gate 251, A320, information Golf.
Roger, set by. KLM 1802, give way to Scandinavian Boeing 737 from left out of November 1.
Give way to traffic from left out of November 1 for...
PV91, the quick answer is because it's faster to do it.
Pine 34 Alpha Mike, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots from Easyjet right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff from Easyjet right, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Yeah, it's just clear to easier to do it, and based on the prelim.
Lufthansa 125.
Right, I'm going to have to ask the PM to check the approach path. I'll assume it's all fine.
125, taxi to gate 308 via Oscar 2, Delta 3, Echo 3.
Repeat the gate, please, Lufthansa 125.
Wheel temperatures are fine.
Lufthansa 125, gate 308.
Taxi to gate 308 via Oscar 2, Delta 3 and Echo 3.
Let's go into
Munich
HD
Tower,
mode.
Ryder 16 Bravo, request taxi.
Ryder 16 Bravo, taxi to entry November 1 via Alpha 8 November.
Roll in takeoff. Why not? Before takeoff, check the spur line. Cabin is secured. Engine mode selection is normal. TCAS GARA packs are off. Anti-ice is off. Take off. Let's go.
Lufthansa 4 for Papa, liner from Easyjet right. Liner from Easyjet
50%
right,
in one.
Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Engine stable.
DC988, advise ready to copy.
Takeoff thrust, Manflex, SRS, runway.
Easy98, ready to copy.
DC988, information hotel, startup approved, cleared Nice, Turbo 6 Echo, flight planned route, climb via SIT, flight level 70, squawk 1000.
Checked.
Clear to Nice,
V1.
information hotel.
Rotate.
Departure Turbo 6 Echo, flight level 7,000 feet.
Nav.
Walk, did you say 1,000? Easy988.
DC988, read back correct. Scandinavian 0844, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots from Easyjet left, cleared for takeoff.
08 left, clear for takeoff, Scandinavia.
Autopilot when engaged.
Munich Tower,
Thrust
Ring
line.
40
Climb.
Sierra, request pushback.
Wings 43 Sierra, pushback approved, facing north.
Push approved, safe north, wing 430.
Flap 0, spoils to sound.
Lufthansa 2069 approached the gate. Switching off now, schönen Abend noch, ciao.
Lufthansa 2069, vielen Dank fürs Fliegen, schönen Abend noch, tschüss.
Jo, gleichfalls, vielen Dank auf das Booking.
Lufthansa 44 Papa, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots, runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff 08 right, Lufthansa 44 Papa.
We've not
Lufthansa
been
3 Tango
told
Juliet,
to
do you have
contact
the
departure.
company A320 departing from Bravo 4 inside?
Negative, I think we have them inside when they roll past us, Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet, roger, behind, mention traffic, line up runway 08 right, behind.
Behind company A320, line up to runway 08
Just tell us to
right
remain on
and
tower
stay behind
frequency.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet.
So, we shall do.
KLM 1802, line up runway 08 left.
Line up direct left, KLM 1802.
Speed out, sir.
934 Alpha Mike, no further TC monitor Unicom,
there we
1228, have a nice flight, bye bye.
Over to Unicom, thanks for the service, 135 for Alpha Mike. Good night. Right, let's wind this up. So we'll select flight 190, thrust climb, open climb 190 blue. Cabin crew, do your thing.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots, runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff, Lufthansa 3 Tango Juliet.
And over to Unicom. Let's get our lights off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Flight level 290, of course, no real issue there, so wind that up even further. 290 blue. And yeah, quite happy to release the cabin now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
I still need to try and remember to do that. Just wait till the new SOPs come in. It's gonna have a field day. You're gonna need a new ruler, HT. Let's have a look. What was the... oh, we've got a telex. Always good fun. Hey, Easyjet Sinfile, want to know if the Book of Mormon is true. Has anyone been to see the stage show of that? I've not, but I've heard wonderful things about it. Right, we're on our way to Nice. Yeah, not a long flight. 1 hour 18 minutes, I think, was our total flight time. We'll get up to our relatively low cruising altitude and then we'll do our fuel checks and start briefing our approach. I have to keep an eye on which approach is currently in use. ZoroDK Gaming, hello, says, what do you think of FS Realistic? I like it. I don't like everything about it. I just like the camera movements and shakes and effects and things when touching down, taking off, etc. I don't require all the engine sounds, I think. the devs that work on the aircraft themselves do a stonking job. Fly-by-wire sounds, Fenix sounds, PMDG of course. But yeah, camera movements are good. Christian says, looking at the Nice Metro, you were like, yay, crosswind landing, but then you realise it's only 5 knots. Kristen, I wasn't looking because I was on the takeoff roll, so obviously concentrating on that. Were you disappointed there wasn't some sort of failure as we got to around 80, 100 knots? Just praying for something to go wrong. Crumpet, have I saved the FS realistic profile publicly? No, I haven't, no. Yeah, me think Christian doth protest too much. Failures are turned on. That's all I will say. They are turned on. You'd love it, wouldn't you, Christian? You'd love something to go bang at the most inopportune moment. Here's a good question though, and HT can answer this, he probably knows the answer to this. So pilots, when they go into the sims to do all their checks and things and training, they will spend obviously a lot of time doing engine failure at V1, the V1 cut, because that's probably the worst moment that it can happen. So you've obviously got a lot of failure management stuff to deal with very, very quickly as you're committed to take off. So that's when that's the sort of thing that they plan and train for a heck of a lot. But when do most engine failures happen? Do they always happen at V1 cut, or most of the time can it just happen sporadically like now throughout the flight? Mid-cruise, mid-climb, even on the descent? Even on the rollout after landing? Christian, I don't have the major ones on, just the minor ones. Something that we can continue. What do you reckon? One day should we do have the failure rate set high and have them all turned on? East Coast Canadian says you have one failure since you've used the aircraft, and that was an IRS alignment fail. You've got 2 others? You good? Christopher Shaw, yes, do that! We can't actually kill anybody here in a simulator. Oh, that's a bit of turbulence. Zorro, what's my FPS doing so far? Check out the video I posted a little bit earlier today. It'll explain a lot more for you. Yeah, it's a little bumpy.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
I mean, this is interesting as well at this particular point in the flight. So, what if we had an engine failure right now? We're in the cruise. I already know what I'd do. I'd already thought about it. Basically, I would turn this bird straight around and head back. Why? Well, because I'm about to fly over the Alps. I'm still climbing. I don't want to try and climb towards the Alps with one engine. That doesn't sound sensible. Heading back to Hamburg. Nice big runway. Nice big airport, not far away, easy ILS approach. That would be it. I don't want to be flying over the Alps. If we had one sort of here, we carry on, gentle descent, get into Milan. Did I say Hamburg again, Christian? What is it? Munich and Hamburg, getting mixed up far too much. Anyway, cruise altitude. There we go, flight level 290, Alt Star. I'm confusing those two more than I do Phoenix and the fly-by-wire. Alt Cruise. I can't see my buttons. I'm going to put a dome light on. My Alp DD point isn't in, but I was going to pop in my my DGAD point. So let me just go ahead and do that. Was it 225 and 90, isn't it? 225 90. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we're delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and should be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the aisles are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that Easyjet's other channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
It's night time, so we can't see it, but down there somewhere is Innsbruck. HD, do you have the coordinates for that? I'd have to add it to the database. Oh, and as if by magic, he posts them. So how are we doing this? Pilot's waypoints, new waypoint, ALP, DD. Yeah, it wasn't air traffic control, sadly. So we've got latitude and longitude. And we're typing this in, hopefully it will work. North 4630. I've got to get this right. The format, that is. I'll just try the format you've given me there, HD. It might not work. There's a decimal point in there as well, isn't there? Will that go in? Oh, it did. Oh, nice. Let's store that. Will it store it for the next flight? We'll have to remember to try and check that. In that case, let's just go back and... are the radials the same, HD, from those two or not? Is it still 225 and 90? Whilst you're answering, I'm going to have a quick look at my fuel at Topso. There's an aircraft very close behind me. Topso, what should we have? Uh, 5.8 tons. Got 5.9. Oh, they're the same. Fantastic. So, oh, deleted them. Oh well. 225090. Yes, there it is. Wonder if that will remain in place for our next flights. Well, you remember seeing the news when that first A320 demonstration crashed into the woods? Oh, yes. Christian, good PMing, thank you. I don't know, maybe I should check the weather in Nice. If it's rubbish, I'm going to leave it at 0. I wondered about that. So the lines here I thought went on forever and ever and ever, and then when we came into the Phoenix they obviously stopped however many miles away, and I thought, oh well, maybe that's a more realistic, but there you go. Okay, let me now have a quick look and see what the weather's doing. Have we got a TIS for Nice? We should have. Let's update that. Right, so landing is still runway 04 left, and we're expecting the RNP approach. Excellent. Right, let's in that case start to have a look at it. So, get the right charts up. So we are going to come in on 47 Romeo, which obviously brings us in below flight 170, 7 Romeo, 11,400. That's very specific, isn't it? Then flight level 110, make sure we're above that, and then 4,000 feet above at nearest the initial approach fix. After the initial approach fix then, which is nearest, we obviously don't need to be down quite as low as 4,000 feet. Let's have a look at initial approach. We should go from nearest then straight to the RNP Alpha, which takes to Bisbo. Now let's just check how this has all been coded in. So we've got Neraz, manual leg, and then Bisbo. And if I just pop that into plan mode, let's have a quick look. There it is. So manual leg, and fly then once we're cleared for the RMP. We fly to Bisbo. Fox November 4 Alpha, Mike November 4 Alpha, and from Mike November 4 Alpha we then fly the visual track and basically make a visual approach. So what altitudes do we want to be at? Well, first of all, before we can start that approach, we've got a minimum descent altitude of 2,000 feet, and ceiling of visibility is 2,500 feet. We'd normally get a big shortcut on the star, so let's be prepared for that. Thank you, HD, local knowledge. So let me just go back and work backwards. We've got max 190 at Bisbo, but then for this sort of visual sector, I kind of want to be pretty much nice, slow and steady. So in fact, HD's done the work for me. Look, there we go. So flaps to 180 at Bisbo. So in order to get that sorted, I want to pop in 3,000 feet. In fact, 3,000 feet is in the chart as well, is it not? Yeah, 3,000 feet. It's mandatory actually for 04 Alpha. So 3,000 feet at Bisbo, 180 knots. So that's going to be flaps 2. Insert that and it will just help us sort things out. There we go. Now, depending on the potential shortcuts they give us, if they do decide to give us one, just perhaps need to add a few things. I can use the fixes page to give us a bit of situational awareness. So what I might do, and this is just the way I like to work, if at Bisbo I'm going to pop that in because I'd like to just put a 30 mile radius ring around that. so that I basically know then I've got probably about if I can sort of be 7,000 feet at that point, if they give us a direct. If I'm higher than 7,000 feet, I know I'm going to struggle. Nick says, might want to plan for the hold as well. Lots of traffic around the time. Well, the hold's pretty straightforward because the hold is at Neres. So if we need to enter the hold, we need to enter the hold. So it's just basically how we're going to fly the approach. Essentially, we will fly via the star, just as planned. If we need to, we'll enter the hold at Neres. We need to be aware we may get some directs as we come in on the star. Then boardie, etc. We've got minimum safe altitude of 12,500 feet. We don't want to be any lower than that, and the constraints keep us well above that. Anyway, we then head out over the Mediterranean, and you can see we obviously drop then down much lower. So that's okay. Right, before I do the final full briefing, just going to go through and check everything. Everything in the box is fine with that. And the RadNav page, let's pop in some things that will help us. To the Charlie Golf Sierra is very useful. Charlie Golf Sierra for this approach. And if we go to here, we've got a final track which is 174. So let's pop that in. That'll be quite useful for us. And then again, just for a little bit of SA, there is also the Alpha Zulu Romeo VOR, which would probably be auto-tuned anyway, but we'll pop that in. We'll need to check, of course, our GPS accuracy for that, as it is an RMP. Make sure that they are right, particularly at night time as well. Doing this in the daytime in VMC, it's perhaps a lot easier to do. Welcome to Felix Chapman. Thank you so much for becoming a first officer, Felix. Make sure you get yourself in the members lounge in the Discord channel as well. Thank you so much, Felix, for your support, and look forward to seeing you on many more flights. Just want to check as well. Thrust reduction, acceleration values, they are fine. In the event of a go around, we'll get the latest weather. We'll pop that in a few moments' time. Fuel, we're predicted 4 tons. That is plenty to have another go, and we can enter the hold. Plenty of fuel to enter the hold and have another go at getting in there. And at the moment, our secondary flight plan is the same as the active. Alright, so top hat is completed. Let's have a quick look at these go-arounds. So there's 2 of them. There's the main go-around, the missed approach point just here, which begins there at Mount November 04 Alpha. If we're not visual or we're not happy, we're too high, anything like that, we'll break off and fly back to Mike November 512. Interestingly enough, which one is in the box? Is it that, or is it the balked landing procedure? Let's just see. Right, so it is where have you gone? There it is. It's just loaded. Look, yeah. So it's the one in the box is the one that breaks off at Mike November 4 Alpha. So there's our go-around track to enter back in the hold. Now the balk landing. Where is that? Here it is. Now this one's quite great because again, daytime would make this easier, but you make a right turn when you see the hospital, which is a great little reminder. You don't want to end up in hospital, so turn away from it. So if we have continued, we've then gone to try and land, something's gone wrong, traffic on the runway, or ATC tells us to go around, we overfly, and then we make a right turn 5 miles from Charlie Golf Sierra, which is where the hospital is, and we fly to a track of 110 degrees. All right, I'm happy to happy to do a full brief. Are we all happy? I hope so. HD sat there now with his popcorn. So the box is all set up. We're going to fly the Star as is, unless we get any shortcuts. I've got in the box a range rings. I need to be below 7,000 feet, no higher than that if we're then going direct to the start of our RMP final approach at Bisbo. From Bisbo, we'll fly straight in. We've got the VOR tuned to help us a little bit of guidance as well. If we're too high, then we'll break off, follow the go-around track which is in. If not, then we've obviously got the go-around track, the balked landing procedure if we need to do that as well. Speed 180 knots, 3,000 feet at Bisbo, and as long as we're there, we should be good. HC says, was that not the brief? I guess I'd like to just, once I've gone over everything, just put a final picture on things. That was a brief for the people who just entered the chat. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. You can be ultra happy that we did 2 briefs. Secondary flight plan at the moment is the same as the active flight plan. So what if the winds change? Fair play. If the winds do change, what's the get in for 2-2? It's 2-2 right they'll land on, isn't it? So that is. Is that the 7 Romeo they will... does it still use the 7 Romeo? Let's have a look. Yeah, so the initial approach for all runways. Then after Neres, where the heck did we go after that? Is it Sotox? Where's Nanex? Lost comms, we're not doing that one. 9 November 22 Delta. We're not doing a VOR. What's the difference between the visual prescribed tract for Delta and Bravo? Oh, thank you HD. So RMP Delta, which is this one. So at Nanax 3,000 feet, we start to head down at Fox November 22 Delta, which is here. Do we go down there? I don't think we do. Mike November 22 Delta. Oh, maybe we do then. But no lower than 1,260. So let's pop that in the secondary flight plan then. Let's see. We've got secondary flight plan. Let's change this to 22 Delta. RMP 22 Delta. Or will it be written RNAV? RNAV 22 right Delta. That's the one. Still the same start. The VIA is near as again. Near as manual legs, then Sutox, Nanix, Fox November 22 Delta, Mike November 22 Delta, and then that's the go around track. So let's see, the big threat here for runway 22 right. I've done this once before and I was too low. So obviously we have terrain. There's one threat. When would we descend from that height to the runway? Mike November 22 Delta. Has it got anything on here? Nope. $3,000 there. What helps with the profile visually? The pappies. So could we... oh, hang on, wrong chart. Could we say 1,260 feet all the way around until we see 2 white, 2 reds, and then start heading down? Inset the Peppy glide slope, 3.5 degrees. So it's also a slightly sharper than normal approach. Steeper, not sharper. So if that was the case, I'd want flaps 3 gear down by the time we were here. So I could then just concentrate on coming in. Realistically, I can't see any reason why we wouldn't want flaps full and be fully configured by this point because, well, if you've got this low and you can't see the runway, you're not continuing, are you? So if we did have to do this, then their HD's just said there is a risk of descending too low. If it's a circling approach, when do we need to be stable by? Oh, there's a question. 1,000 feet. Is it 1,000 feet for the circling approach? So that would be fully configured, would it not? Now, all this chat, how far away is my top of descent? Oh, it's okay, we're still a good 80, 90 miles away. $500 feet or 400 feet? My gut says wants to say 500 feet, just because that's the second stable gate. But I'm now wondering if we're falling into a trap. So landing configuration by 1,000 feet, stable by no, you're gonna have to give us the answer for that, HD. Brain's lost that one. And Christian's usually right on board with this tech stuff as well. He's gone quiet. He's probably flipping through a book. So because it's a circling procedure, the stability gate is lowered to account for that manoeuvre. So in that case, it's going to be 400 feet. Okay, let's hope we either are or we don't need to be. Let's see if we can grab the latest ATIS from Nice and see what's happening. They're still landing 204 left. So these are the clouds that we were talking about as well, given our low altitude today and low temperature. Would it be worth just double checking the arrival then that we probably aren't planning on doing? How far away is nearest from Bisbo? Although there's a manual leg in between the two, so that probably doesn't help. Although to be fair, if ATC is not online, it might be worth getting rid of this leg. Because if they want us to leave near us heading 270, we can do that. So I'm just going to clear that and then clear the discontinuity. Hey Matthew, good to see you back on board, mate. So the difference between near us and Bisbo is 29 miles. Right, that's plenty of time to green dot our way down and slow down. Christopher Shaw is now off to sign up for Tinder. Christian says, are Nice even doing night arrivals? You thought the old rich people needed their peace and quiet. No, they do night arrivals. Nick Speedbird464 is on Twitch, and he was on YouTube a minute ago. Are you logged into two different devices, Nick? That must be as confusing as heck for you. Christopher, so this is a circling approach to Nice? No, it's not. No. Well, at least I don't think it would be categorised as a circling approach. Barry Watson said he stood in Nice for over a year. There's never any peace and quiet. To say, would I recommend Navigraph? Absolutely, yes, I would. If you want ultra realism. Was hoping we'd have a bit more ATC online than this tonight, but hey ho, it's the way it goes. Probably won't be long before we come under Marseille control anyway. They'll probably be giving us a ping pretty soon. Bus Driver GP on Twitch says, I'm confused, charts show an ILS for 04 left, but overflying land on the approach is not allowed, so how would you intercept it? So the only time you use the ILS is really when the weather's really bad, and because they can obviously, they've got lower minimums. But most of the time, so like today, we're not flying the ILS, we're flying the RNP approach, which keeps us out over the sea, and then we make a little visual, little bit of hand flying for the final part of the manoeuvre. Simfanatic says hello, hope you're well. Chris Shaw says, I'm a Twitcher, so I prefer it, but the chat in this stream is far better on YouTube. You're welcome. Yeah, it's a lot more chatting going on YouTube, isn't there? Nick says, Twitch does show a better picture and larger for some reason. That is true. What minimum visit do you need for the ILS? Let me see, because I hadn't even thought about doing the ILS tonight unless the weather was really bad. ILS 4 left, we need... well, Mr. Approach Climb gradient, assuming we're good. 1,200 meters. What is the RMP? Oh, actually, MDA is visibility is 10 kilometers for the RMP. And a 3,000-foot ceiling at night. Right, I'm going to grab that latest weather, and then we'll fill out the performance page. What will on before we're headed down? 330 at 6. $1,200 meters sounds high, doesn't it? It does for an ILS. Why is that? Dr. Random has resubbed Prime for 2 months. Dr. Random, thank you so much for that on Twitch. Have they got high minimums for the ILS so it stops them using it? How cynical of me to think such a thing. Right, what's the QNH? 1013, that's handy. Temperature is 21. Wind is... oh, the current metal says wind is 330 at 6. Tempo 200 at 8. Wind shear! Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Just double checking that. And the barrow for our approach is 2,000 feet. There we go. What's quite useful to see when looking for the runway? You mean other than lights? Danny says the airport. When it's dark or rubbish visibility, yeah, lights. Lights are good. Hey Danny, good to see you online. What lighting does the runway have here? Oh, got to check this out. Well, it's a 45 meter wide runway and it has 04 left high intensity runway lights, 60 meters of them, and 3-degree pappies. And causeway lighting, 30 meters. I'm not even sure what REIL stands for, to be honest with you. "20 miles, then we're at our top of descent." Dr. Random on Twitch says, "This is like the special VIP room, it's less noisy." We like the noise. Oh, runway edge identifier lights. Thank you. Now, is this Marseille control? Yes, it is. 12465. The fun is about to start.
Marseille, bonsoir. Itarro 0839, Renova level 380.
Itarro 03, caution 0839 Marseille, bonsoir. Descent flight level 360, cleared Bordy 7 Romeo arrival.
Bordy 7 Romeo arrival, descend 360, Itarro 089.
Marseille Centre, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, flight level 290, inbound Enaba.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike Marseille, bonsoir. Descent to flight level 260, cleared Bordy 7 Romeo arrival.
Descent flight level 260, cleared by the Bordy 7 Romeo arrival, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Marseille Control, good evening, Lufthansa 4 for Papa, with you, flight level 270, descending to flight level 170.
Lufthansa 4 for Papa Marseille, bonsoir. Stop descent flight level 180, cleared Bordy 7 Romeo arrival.
Stopping at flight level 180, cleared 7 Romeo arrival, Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Marseille, bonsoir, Fox Hotel Oscar Grand Delta sur nom de Lyon, donc la 46 à destination du Bourget, s'il vous plaît.
Le dernier appel contacté l'approche 134 décimal 475, au revoir.
134 475 Fox Delta, au revoir.
Charlie, l'ANET est inconnue dans mon bataillon. Est-ce que vous pouvez me donner un vecteur si vous souhaitez faire une bagage Charlie?
Ça va être aussi Charlie aussi gauche cap 255.
Gauche 255 bagage Charlie.
Listen that T1 Papa Monitor Unique, over.
So our next frequency should be...
This is a 2-1 Papa with the Unique on 128, thank you.
1282, I believe.
Cell radar, good evening, Sicilia 0265, with you, level 350.
Sicilia 0265, Marseille, bonsoir, expedite descent to flight level 190.
Descend 190.
So HD, there's no approach light, so the minimum visibility has to be higher. That makes sense. Which now begs the question. If I go back to the charts for Munich, which one is the approach lighting just here? We've got Pappies, we've got the touchdown zone. High intensity runway lights. Is that the approach lighting? ALSF, whatever the SF stands for.
On est arrivé au top of descent, Air France Control Jet, c'est possible de descendre.
Air France Control Jet, descendez niveau 150.
On descend 150, Air France Control Jet.
Marseille, Thunder Bonjour, please 564, flight level 290.
6564 Marseille, bonsoir, identified descent to correction, maintain 290, you are cleared Perus 7 Romeo arrival.
And cleared, detail to 7 Romeo arrival, 564.
Speed Altstar.
Sicilia 0265, board is 7 Romeo.
Correct, and correction disregard. Italy 0839er, descent to flight level 200, 2000 feet per minute or less.
200, A320er.
And just confirm 2000 feet or less.
Speed 2000, sorry sir.
Italy 0839er, 2000 feet per minute or less.
He's cleared us for the...
Roger, sorry sir.
Does that include the altitudes as well? We're only cleared at flight level 260. And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, we're cleared to descend with the 47 Romeo.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, descend flight level 190.
Descend flight level 190, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Just thought we'd check. Right, I'm now high.
Liberty 5080, proceed direct to Marie. You are cleared Marie 6 Tango arrival.
Cleared for the Marie 6 Tango arrival and direct Marie Liberty 5080.
Let's wind that down. See if we can catch that up. How far above the profile are we? We're about 2,500 feet nearly. So we need to get down.
Marseille Contrôle, bonsoir. France 4611 sur niveau 100 en montée pour le niveau 140 inbound Fréjorque.
Air France 4611 Marseille, bonsoir, identifié direct à Black.
Direct à Black, Air France 4611.
Translator 74, correction Translator 74, AK, leaving major space motor Unicom 122 decimal 8, over.
40 Unicom, Transavia 74 Echo, thank you.
Should be away from MMO now, so let's pop that in descent. It's going to dive us down a little bit.
4 Papa, requesting further descent.
Lufthansa 44 Papa by 10 bonnet from now.
Actually, we weren't that high, were we? So MMO shouldn't have been an issue.
Cecilia 0265, safe speed.
Liberty 5080, ready for descent.
Got some clouds ahead of us here.
Descent flight level 150.
Descent flight level 150, Air Liberty 5080.
Cecilia 0265, safe speed.
Speed 280, Cecilia 0265.
36 roger, thank you. Lufthansa 44 Papa by 10 speed 280 knots for sequencing.
Speed 280 for Lufthansa 44 Papa.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, speed 280 knots for sequencing.
Speed 280, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Italy 454, contact Nice approach 134 decimal 475, over.
134.475, Italy 454, ciao grazie.
We always learn on every stream we do.
0265, decent flight level 170.
Descent flight level 170, Cecilia 0265.
We're catching up with that profile now. Manic Mama says clouds or terrain. Definitely clouds. Once we get to Bordy, we're pretty safe unless we get below 12,000 feet. Is flight level 190? Alt star.
Alphabet 328, you are over Paris. I do not cover that airspace. I continue on the Electron 122 decimal 8, over.
HD are taxi brief. Basically, we're not using. We're gonna vacate, hopefully, via Echo Golf, which is the rapid exit taxiway. If not, we've also got Hotel 1. The Guardian, I can't turn the speed down. ATC would get very upset with me if I did.
06 Charlie, confirme votre destination?
Montpellier, monsieur, confirme Charlie.
06 Charlie, reçu. Descendez niveau 80, maintenez le cap, je vous rappelle.
On descend à 8-0, on maintient 4 racines de récit bizarre, fin de bagage en Charlie.
HD asks for the visual illusion of my experience on this approach, the black hole effect.
Sicilia 0265, contact is approach 134.475, over.
134.475, thank you, bye-bye. Sicilia
3
0265.
allowances today and make some amazing savings.
Delta 44 Papa descent flight level 170.
You'll find details of our award-winning selection of
Descent flight level 170, Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike descent flight level 170.
like to see any product.
Descent flight level
Any questions, or would like to
170.
make great savings,
Alpine
then just
34
ask
Alpha
us as we join
Source
you in
title
the
descent
cabin.
170 blue.
Prévoyez DLS 30 droite, tourne à droite, cap 290.
30 droite, du coup, et on tourne à droite, 290, fin de bagage en Charlie.
350 Delta, contact needs approach 134.475, over.
Guardian, we're absolutely fine, 280 knots, and we've got so many track miles left to run. We've got, if we fly the full procedure, there's still 100 and... no, there isn't. There was 100 bang on. There's 99 miles left to run.
134.475, over.
134.475 for Lufthansa
And
4
there's
for
Nice.
Papa, bye-bye.
Thankfully, we're not making a straight-in approach. The Pappies are good, but then they start to become a little bit unreliable around 200 feet, after 200 feet.
3564 when ready, descent flight level 140.
When ready, descent flight level 140, 564.
Alpine 34 Alpha, my contact needs approach 134.475, over.
134.475, thanks for the service, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Good night.
Papa, good evening, sir. What I contact? Expect RNP Alpha approach runway 04 left. Descent flight level 120.
Expecting RP Alpha 04 left and descending to flight level 120 Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Itaro 454, continue right turn heading 220.
Right heading 220, Itaro 454.
This approach, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, flight level 170, 47 Romeo.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, good evening, sir. What I contact? Expect RNP Alpha approach runway 04 left. Descent flight level 130.
RMP Alpha and for 04 left and descend flight level 130, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Et Foxtrot en Delta pour le voyage.
Foxtrot Nova Delta, roulez au point d'arrêt de la piste 17 et rappelez pro départ.
On roule au point d'arrêt de la piste 17, on rappelle 3 départs, Foxtrot en Delta.
Thrust title descend 130 blue.
Itaro 454, turn right heading 250.
250, Itaro 454. Right.
Attends. 60265, confirm descent flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110, Sicilia 026.
Itaro 454, contact Nice radar 128.2. Have a good landing, bye.
128.2, Itaro 454, chum.
So remembering, of course, I said I want to be around 7,000 feet by the time I dissect this particular point here. That means I've now got, I would have time
0265, descent flight
to
level
get down,
70.
slow down on the profile.
Descent flight level 70, Sicilia 026.
Let's get that cabin secured, shall we?
Lufthansa 44 Papa, descent flight
Approach
level
checklist, arrival brief confirmed. Stable signs are on, minimums 2,000 set, engine mode selection is normal.
Descent flight level 100.
Descend flight level 100, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. NEFB is stowed. 100 blue.
And approach speed still 280 for Lufthansa 4 for Papa. Lufthansa 244 Papa, reduce 250 below flight level 100.
Reducing to 250 below 100 Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Interestingly enough, just to add insult to injury, my mouse battery's just died. Thankfully, we do have a backup mouse, which is not wireless.
So 1265, fly heading 240.
Heading 240, 0265.
Thank goodness for that. We learnt that lesson the hard way a few a few months back. Austin, thank you for subscribing. Good to have you on board. Profile is catching up nicely now, as we can just see. Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to pop that back on.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, speed 250.
Reducing speed 250, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
C-sharp 0265, speed 250.
Speed 250, Seychelles 0265.
Lufthansa 44 Papa, reduce now speed 250 and fly heading 180.
Heading 180 and speed 250 Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
C-sharp 0265, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1013.
Descend 5,000 feet to QNH 1013, Seychelles 0265.
C-sharp 0265, contact Nice radar 128.2. Good landing, bye.
128.2, Seychelles 0265, bye-bye.
Oh, here's a question I should probably have asked a little bit earlier for HD.
Fox November Delta.
Would you fly this in final lap till Mike November 04 Alpha?
Nice radar 128.200.
Would you bother, or just get the bird on and fly it manually?
Swiss 50 Delta, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, Swiss 50 Delta.
Lufthansa 44 Papa, turn right heading 240, descend flight level 70.
Right heading 240, descend flight level 70, Lufthansa 44 Papa.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Descent 080 blue. Yeah, so we will fly it, and then before the final point,
Delta, speed 250.
Mike November 04 Alpha, we can
250, Swiss 50 Delta.
disconnect AP and fly with track FPA. Happy, then visual, then
Descending 5,000,
then we're good.
Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. 070 blue.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, fly heading 180. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, fly heading 180, heading south.
Fly heading 180, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Lufthansa 44 Papa, turn right heading 270.
Right heading 270, Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Please approach, virtual.
And this is the reason why I wanted my little arc.
70, descending 140, information Papa on board.
Swiss 564, good evening sir, would I contact, expect RNP Alpha approach 1104 left.
So speed VS 800.
Expect on the approach runway 04 left,
open
on
descent.
the Alpha 04
Just
left,
idle,
and
open
descend
descent,
flight level 110,
070
this is 564.
Lufthansa 44 Papa, contact Nice radar 128.2, good landings, bye.
Contacting 128.2, Lufthansa 4 for Papa, bye bye.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, reduce speed 220 knots.
Speed 220 knots, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. So
Sweet,
thrust
50
idle.
Delta, fly heading 130.
Green speed is clean speed is 204, so I'll actually pull that speed back to go to 20. Profile miles now, we're nicely below it.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, turn right, heading 260, descend 5,000 feet, 1013.
Right heading 260, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1013 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Sweet 50 Delta, speed 220 knots.
220 knots, it's 50 Delta.
Thrust idle over descent 5,000 blue.
Nice approche, bonsoir, France 4611 au niveau
GPS
de vol
accuracy high.
193, heure descend vers le niveau de vol 140.
Air France 4611, bonsoir, prévoyez la RMP Alpha 04 gauche, continuez la descente vers le niveau 120.
On prévoit la RMP Alpha 04 gauche et on continue la descente niveau 120, Air France 46.
We slow that rate of descent down
Sweet
because
50 Delta, contact Nice radar,
nicely below.
128.2, 128.2, have a good landing, bye.
128.2 for Nice radar, Swiss 50 Delta, thanks very much, bye.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, contact Nice radar, 128.2, have a good landing, bye.
128.12 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, bye bye. Nice radar, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, passing 5,500 for 5,000, heading 260. Wrong frequency, should be 128.2, not 12. He didn't correct me.
Swiss 564, descent flight level 8.
Nice radar, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, 5,000 feet, heading 260, speed 220.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Nice arrival, bonsoir, direct Bisbo.
Direct Bisbo, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. $32 miles away.
Charles 065, speed 190 knots until Bisbo, clear RMP Alpha approach, runway 04 left.
Speed 190, clear.
So actually we've got down nice now, we're very, very slow. So we're certainly not going to be left high and dry at this stage, we're just going to have to trundle along 5,000 feet. They deviated us out just for, well, presumably traffic separation. This gives us a bit of time, let's use it. So tower frequency is 1187, let me get that lined up. And so we know we've not been cleared yet, we want to be 3,000 feet at Bisbo, 180 knots, flaps 2, we've got 27 miles before then.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Looking back, I probably could have stayed in VS and managed that with a slightly shallower descent rate. We're just burning extra fuel now, but never mind, it's free. Stein 360, thank you for the follow. So the fun bit comes once we hit Bisbo. We can activate final approach mode, get us down, and then just before we get to 04 Alpha, knock autopilot off, get it into track FPA.
50 Delta, left heading 090.
Flight directors off as well.
Left 090, Swiss 50 Delta.
And make the visual approach.
Final approach fix.
Speed 160 and 23 approach.
Talia Johnson, good evening. I hope, well, there was a potential for lightning, thankfully it's not.
Lufthansa 44 Papa, maintain speed 190 knots.
Not materialised.
Descend 3000 feet. You are cleared for the RNP Alpha approach runway 04 left.
Maintaining 100 onto Bispo, descending 3000 feet, and we are cleared for RNAV 04 left, Lufthansa 44 Papa.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, descend 4000 feet. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, descend 4000 feet.
Descend altitude 4000, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Feature 0265, contact tower 118.7, have a nice landing, sir, bye bye.
118.7, thank you, bye bye.
Speed 5000 feet per minute. With that, I'll also be able to reduce speed and get ourselves configured. Winter Gav, thank you so much for the sub as well on Twitch. Really kind of you. Many thanks for your support.
Et c'est que ce Novembre Delta, on a eu un gros souci, on est toujours sur la piste, ça est toujours drivé du coche.
Désolé, j'étais un peu occupé. Y a pas de souci, oui, vous êtes toujours autorisé de décollage. Les vents 340 degrés dans le donc toujours calme.
C'est noté, autorisé de décollage de piste 17 et désolé.
Il n'y a pas de problème, vous inquiétez pas.
And Nice radar, that's 564, 7000 feet, E220, heading 130.
There's our airport.
Nice Airport, bonsoir, number 4. Swiss 50 Delta, direct Bisbo, descend 5000 feet.
Kinsley, thank you for the sub on YouTube.
5000 feet, Swiss 50 Delta.
Ryan Young, the best thing I could suggest with regards to what each thing does is if you have GeForce experience from NVIDIA, it will go through, if you like Microsoft Flight Simulator, it will tell you what each and every setting does.
Swiss 564, turn left heading 110.
Quite handy, really.
564.
So about 10 miles from Bisbo, we're going to start getting ourselves sorted. We're pretty much there, so I'm going to start reducing our speed.
160 onto final approach, fixed Lufthansa 44 Papa.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, just checking, can we start to reduce speed?
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, I was just about to call you speed 190 knots until Bisbo, descend 3000 feet, you are cleared for the RNP Alpha approach runway 04 left.
190 knots till Bisbo, descend 3000 feet, and we'll clear the RNP Alpha for runway 04 left, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Flaps 1,
speed's checked. Flaps 1.
C'est une bonne soirée, merci pour le
Effectivement, Mata, je suis désolé d'apprendre ça. En tout cas, on espère vous revoir très bientôt. Ça marchera mieux la prochaine fois, j'en suis sûr. Une très bonne soirée à vous. Changement de fréquence à trouver, au revoir.
Au revoir.
Lufthansa 44 Papa, contact Nice Tower on 118.7. Have a lovely landing, sir. Bye bye.
Contacting tower on 118.7, Lufthansa 44 Papa, bye bye.
7 miles from Bisbo.
Swiss 564, descend 5000 feet, QNH 1013.
East ending 5000 feet, QNH 1013, Swiss 564.
As soon as we hit Bisbo, I want to start slowing ourselves down though. We're going to be at 190 knots, which is slightly higher than we'd briefed. But fair enough. Right, we're now at 3000 feet. That's where we want to be.
Swiss 50 Delta, descend 4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000 feet, Swiss 50 Delta.
Another mile or so, we'll get flaps 2 out.
Swiss 50 Delta, maintain speed 190 knots until Bisbo, descend 3,000 feet, clear down MP Alpha approach, runway 04 left.
190 till Bisbo, down to 3,000 feet and cleared for RNAV Alpha 4 left. Swiss 50 Delta.
Flaps 2.
Swiss 564, direct at Bisbo.
And direct Bisbo, Swiss 564.
Speed 1 knots. Final approach mode is armed approach nav. We're nicely visual. Right, let's start reducing speed.
160 knots until final approach fix. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, speed 160 knots until final approach fix.
Reduce speed now to final approach, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
And 34 Alpha Mike negative, maintain 160 knots until the final approach fix, so it should be at 2,000 feet.
Correction, holding 160 knots till ready to go final approach. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Now on final approach.
Air France 4600 au niveau de vol 70, cap 130, vitesse 220.
France 4610, arrivé, bonsoir, descendez 5000 pieds à gauche cap 115.
Final approach.
Descendons 5000 pieds à gauche cap 115, Air France 4611 et bonsoir.
Swiss 564, descend 4,000 feet.
Descending 4,000 feet, Swiss 564.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, contact East Tower 118.7, I'm not listening, sir, bye bye.
187, good night, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
France 47 kilo, taxi runway 04 left via Charlie and Charlie 1.
Tower Alpine 34 Alpha Mike's with you.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, good evening, so Alpine 34 0 base 4 north, runway 04 left, clear to land.
Little land 04 left, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
04 left, 21 Air France 47 kilo.
France 47 kilo, I confirm all the Charlie 1, runway 04 left.
Charlie 1 and 04 left.
Air France, thank you.
Center 4 for Papa vacated.
Papa, welcome choice, taxi Strada and Golf, then Tango, get off choice.
Straight on Golf, then Tango, Lufthansa 4 for Papa.
Give way to the Airbus A319 Swiss from left to right.
Just overshot that centre line a little bit. Let's get that back on.
Stand by. Swiss 168 hold position.
168 holding position.
East Tower, Swiss 50 Delta with you.
Landing checklist.
Good evening, number 2, confirm approach runway 04.
Cabin is secure, auto thrust speed, going out through 3000 set. ECAM memo landing no blue.
168 to the fallout, continue, taxi behind the Air France A320.
Oh, I'm I'm not happy with this.
Swiss 168, quand je fais taxi behind the Air France A320.
168 containing taxi behind the Air France A320.
We are too high. Tower Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike going missed.
Again?
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike going missed.
I confirm you clear the runway 4 left.
Mantoga SRS GA track.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, climb 3000 feet, turn right heading 120.
Say again please, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, right heading 140, climb 3000 feet.
Climb 3000 feet, right heading 140, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike.
Swiss 168 confirm Charlie.
C'est mal. Swiss 50 Delta, the previous traffic around, wind 350 degrees 4 knots, runway 04 left, clear to land.
Just climb, open climb, heading, speed, Altstar 3000 feet.
7 kilo, ready for departure.
7 kilo, hold short, runway 04 left.
Hold short, runway 04 left.
Swiss 168, I confirm, hold Charlie 104 left. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, contact Nice approach 128.2, bye-bye.
128.2, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike. Nice approach Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike has missed at Nice, heading 140, altitude 3000.
Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike, Nice arrival, rebonsoir, maintain 3000 feet, speed 220 knots, turn right heading 170, vector RNP Alpha approach runway 04 left.
Speed 220 and turn right heading 170, Alpine 3 for Alpha Mike.
Easy 988, speed 1890 knots, 190 knots.
Speed 190 knots, easy 988.
France 46, réduisez vitesse 199 jusque Bisbo et vous êtes autorisé à approcher un Alpha piste 04 gauche.
On réduit 199 jusqu'à Bisbo.
Right, let's try again, shall we?
Prochain Alpha 04 gauche, Air France 46
Easy 988, turn left heading 265 for sequencing, descend 4000 feet.
Turn heading 265, and what was the altitude?
Altitude 4000 feet.
Altitude 4000 feet, easy 988.
Alright, so we're already at our altitude 3000, which we need at Bisbo. We just need to wait for ATC to vector us in and start slowing us down. Minutes from disaster. I love the fact that you arrived now. We've got all our lights still on, but that doesn't matter. The landing gear is up anyway, so all the nose lights and things have gone off. I'm not going to faff around with those. Got another aircraft coming in. We'll see where he takes us. Gradient says maybe draw a line, centre line from the runway. That really wasn't the issue. My issue was I was just trying to do too many things instead of just flying the damn aircraft. But we'll try again.
France 46, 11, vitesse 169 jusqu'au FAF.
Vitesse 169 jusqu'au FAF, France 46.
So we'll see that aircraft of about 1,000 feet above us.
34 Alpha Mike, right direct Bisbo, speed 180 knots.
180 knots and right direct to Bisbo, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Line 34 Alpha Mike, clear direct P Alpha, approach runway 0 for left.
Right, let's start configuring then. Flaps 1, speed check.
Clear direct P Alpha, approach runway 0 for left, maintain speed until Bisbo.
Clear down pre-approach 404 left and maintain 180 until Bisbo, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
France 46, 11, contactez la tour 118 décimal 7, bon atterrissage, au revoir.
9 miles from Bisbo.
7, France 46, 11, merci pour le service, au revoir.
Terme Fort 29er, Nice approach. Terme Fort 29er, Nice approach, bonsoir monsieur, readability 1/5, there's a lot of echo. Turn left heading 265, you are number 3.
What was really nice to see as well, just from a sim point of view, is when going Toga, getting back into heading VS mode, flight director's coming back on.
Direct Bisbo, descend 3,000 feet.
Right to Bisbo, descend to flight level 30, EV988.
Tower 429er, speed 190 knots.
Speed of 190.
We're in config
Tower
1.
429er, can you please check your microphone? There's a Larsen effect, it's terrible from my ears.
And it just gives me a minute just to get my essay back. Put myself in the right place. Flaps 2 by Bisbo. Final approach mode. Slow down. And by the final descent point, gear down. Flaps 3.
Tower 429er, descend 4,000 feet.
I would definitely suggest, if anyone wants a challenge, fly this approach in fly this approach the RMP and manage it all correctly. It's certainly not easy, I will say that. Not as a single pilot
Your
anyway.
microphone is still not working, so please respond in text.
Okay, 2 miles from Bisbo, let's get flaps 2 out. Speed's checked, flaps 2. Once we pass Bisbo, and wind that speed down. So 160 knots. And our final descent point is here, about 6 miles away. Airport is again in sight.
Tower 429er, thank you, and descend 3,000 feet.
We would have run the approach checklist as
well. Clear direct P Alpha, approach runway 0 for left, maintain speed until Bisbo.
0 for left,
approach nav.
Speed to Bisbo.
Final approach is armed.
Nice contact, Nice radar, Itaro 554, approaching flight level, altitude 5,000, wind.
Itaro 055, Nice approach, bonsoir, turn right heading 235.
Right 235, Italo 554.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, contact Nice Tower 118.7. Have a nice landing, sir. Bye-bye.
187, Alpine 345, bye-bye.
Tower 429er, you are not going direct to Bilbao, please.
Push 168, service 350 degrees 4 knots, runway 048, clear for takeoff.
Gear, spoilers,
048,
flaps,
takeoff, 168, thank you.
speed. Tower Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is with you, RNAV 04 left.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, good evening, number 1, coach approach, runway 04 left.
Continue approach, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Précision bien 10, vous êtes pas en référence?
On est prêt à France 4600.
Vous avez une porte de préférence, pardon?
Aucune porte de préférence, Air France 4600.
Donc on s'est copié, donc roulez tout droit Foxtrot puis Tango, porte à convenance.
On roule tout droit Foxtrot Tango puis porte à convenance, Air France 4600.
Minimum.
Continue.
34 Alpha Mike, surface 350 degrees 4 knots, runway 04 left, clear to land.
Little land 04 left, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 168, correction, Swiss.
Flaps full landing
contact
checklist.
approach 134,
Camera's good, auto thrust, speed going at altitude 3000, set ECMM landing nobly. This will be a lot easier in VR.
Nice Tower, this is Easy 988, speed 160, altitude 30 towards 04 left.
Easy 988, good evening, number 2, coach approach, runway 04 left.
Number 2, 04 left, Easy 988.
500.
Too low, but the Papas are coming back into view now. Centre line is much better this time. Slight wind from the left. Having to force it down though.
$50, $40, $30, $20, retard.
Sudden spoilers deployed, reverse green. Empty knots, reverses off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety.
988, surface 350 degrees 4 knots, runway 04 left, clear to land.
Fasten seatbelt sign.
Clear to land, ED 988.
Portable electronic devices.
34 Alpha Mike, welcome to Nice, taxi Golf and Tango, gate of choice.
Now be used.
Golf Tango Gate of Choice.
Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Gate of Choice, that will be the one nearest the bar. So we vacated Echo Golf where we expected to.
Bonne soirée et un tout grand merci pour le contrôle France 46 France. Pas de soucis.
Miss Tower, good evening, Guitar 429, 3000 feet.
Chris Shaw says HD's debrief will be good. It'll be long. Good job I went to the shops today and bought my own biscuits.
Guitar 429, good evening, service wind 350 degrees 4 knots, rendezvous for left, clear to land.
Could you repeat, please?
Guitar 429, good evening, service wind 350 degrees 4 knots, rendezvous for left, clear to land.
Clear to land, Guitar 429.
Well, if you have enjoyed the stream, make sure you do hit the like button. Right, let's find a gate, get ourselves tidied up. Should we go next to the Big Swiss? Gate 148. Gradient Easyjet are on the new SOPs and checklist. Yes, I just haven't transferred to them yet. HD's off to bed. He's probably got a headache. Good night, sir.
Hello, this is Easy 988, departed runways 04 left. Currently taxiing on Uniform.
Easy 988, welcome to Nice, taxi Uniform and Charlie to Gate of Choice.
There's no ground crew to blind, but never mind.
Gate of my choice, Easy 988.
Oh, parking brake set. Let's get the APU bleed on for our passengers' comfort. Autopilot 1 and autopilot engines 1 and 2 off. There's the flick over. Just wait till that's dropped 10%. We'll get the beacon light off. Transponder squawking 2000. Standby. Oh yes, we'll hide in the flight deck rather than greeting the passengers. Oh, but there we are. Let's quickly grab the let's deboard. Grab the ground services, get a GPU around. That's sorted. Stairs. And we're ready to deboard. Oh guys, welcome to Nice, finally. Yeah, I find Nice not the easiest airport in the world to land at. If, hang on, let me just get rid of that. Yeah, I find Nice not the easiest airport in the world to land at, particularly at dark. at night time, particularly when you're not using the ILS, which, to be fair, in Nice they don't often use the ILS unless the weather's really bad. It's visually difficult to do. I find it's not great in the daytime, but I also find it in the sim, particularly sat in the left-hand seat. It's just one of those, you need to look right, left, try and gauge where you are. It's one of those visual approaches which isn't the easiest, particularly turning right. Sat in the left-hand seat, if you've got an approach which is taking you out to the left as a visual approach, it's not too bad. But again, it's much easier when perhaps you're flying in VR, or if you've got or if you're in a real aircraft where you can just quickly glance and look around. There's also so much to do if you're doing it properly, making sure that the FCU is all set up correctly and stuff like that. Switching to the tower frequency, I think on that first approach, switching to the tower frequency, I just completely lost my flow of what it was I was meant to be doing. So we were too fast, I didn't get configured in time, we then overshot the ILS, we overshot the runway centerline. But yeah, you know, every day's a school day, and that's why I love doing this. Big thanks as always to HD, who's now gone for a lie down in a darkened room somewhere. You guys, I'm sure, were sat there just thinking, this looks fun. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the Discord server, and of course our next live stream. For those of you who donated and contributed to the channel's upkeep during our flight today, thank you so much. To our EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members, as always, thank you so much for your continued support, and a big welcome to our latest subscribers as well. But yeah, there we go. Metallic says, pretty certain you landed at the wrong airport code. Leave a tag on Mike Fox. That would have been a lot easier. Have a great evening, everyone, whatever you do for the rest of the day. Good night, guys.